Hello everyone, in this change in video presentation, I will explain about language acquisition. It's from meeting 10. Alright, language acquisition is the process by which humans acquire the capacity to perceive and comprehend language. In other words, gain the ability to be aware of language to understand it, as well as to produce and use words and sentences to communicate. Language acquisition involves structure, rules, and representation. The capacity to use language successfully requires one to acquire a range of tools, including phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and extensive vocabulary. Language can be vocalized as in speech or manual as in singing. Language acquisition usually refers to first language acquisition, which studies infants' acquisition of their native language, whether that be spoken language or singing language. Though it can also refer to bilingual first language acquisition, which refers to an infant simultaneous acquisition of two native languages. This is distinguished from second language acquisition, which deals with the acquisition in both children and adults of additional language. Human language capacity is represented in the brain, even though human language capacity is finite. One can say and understand an infinite number of sentences, which is based on a syntactic principle called recursion. Evidence suggests that every individual has three recursive mechanisms that allow sentence to go intermittently. These three mechanisms are relativization, complementation, and coordination. First stage of language acquisition. The first is babbling. Babbling is a baby begins to recognize its mother's voice within a few weeks of being born. In this stage, the baby learns about its surroundings and doesn't begin to use its vocal until the 5th or 6th month, down to the 8th month. During this time, the baby hears sounds around it and tries to imitate them to little success. This attempt at creating and experimenting with sound is what we refer to as blabbing. Next is holoplastic or one-word stage. The one-word or holoplastic stage is the second stage of language acquisition. In this stage, the child begins to make one-word sentences. In this stage, children use one-word sentence to obtain the thing they need or want. Two-word stage. Just as it implies, the two-word stage is made up of primarily two-word sentences. The sentence is this stage contains one word for the predicate and another word for the subject. For instance, doggy ate. Telegraphic stage. This stage is the final stage of language acquisition. In this stage, the child sentences contain many 3 to 4 words. During this stage, there are certain times the child begins to see the links between the words are object, and therefore overgeneralization comes in. Stage of language acquisition. Learning a new language can be extremely difficult, but yet you look at the little children that are not yet 5 and they have already mastered most of the grammar of their native language. Children learn their native language without being taught the rules of grammar by their parents or guardians. Okay, I think that's all that I can explain about language acquisition, and thank you for your attention. Goodbye.